Ladies and gentlemen, Beer Shark 50. 50 episodes of this.
This is the official program. 50th episode. I love you, Jack.
We've done this for I've only done this with you for 6 months? Since you
How many episodes have we done?
I think 20.
Okay.
We picked up our shit.
Yeah.
And now we're at 50.
Are we releasing one a week?
One a week at the moment as we can. We didn't release one a couple of weeks ago because it's...
Crazy Christmas.
It was crazy Christmas. Your roommate was asleep when we were quiet and it was bad.
Well, actually, it was a shit episode that we ditched. We
bailed on it. We recorded
on it because we were having to whisper because he was, the weird thing is we had to be quiet because I have this new housemate. His name's James.
Again?
Yeah, and I like him. I like him a lot.
But now we're at 50. We made it.
Damn it.
We're at the goddamn Meriton Hotel.
Having a drink.
We're on the 21st floor in the middle of Brisbane City. And you get a real good view of the Brown River and the train depot.
Goddamn brown snake.
And the beer factory.
Now, what were we saying before we were on something? We were talking about something.
What were we doing?
We were talking about something. Oh, yeah, the silent disco.
You were pouring us some drinks.
Yeah.
We're on the bloody Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wild Turkey, for sponsoring the episode.
Thanks, Wild Turkey.
And you were whispering the names of the recipients of the drinks as you were pouring them.
Yes.
You poured mine. You're like, Jack. And you poured yours like, Jack.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy.
And then... I had the idea that we should open a bar because, the comedy, let's be real, it's not working.
No.
I can't pay rent like this. And we should open a bar, but it's a silent bar similar to the silent discos that they have.
Right.
I think it's like an American concept or something.
Yeah.
Similar to that, no headphones allowed.
The library bar.
You bring a book as your cover charge.
Right.
And then we add it to the wall.
You put it in the dispensary. You come in and you deposit the book.
Yeah, and then it gets added to the wall as a souvenir that no one will ever read.
No.
Because no one reads here.
I want to glue it to the wall open. Just
so you can read the one page.
No, it's only the cover.
Oh, the page is glued.
It's glued, and it's just kind of loosely hovering and hanging there. Eventually, it tears off, and that's fine. And then we just keep gluing it. So the room is getting smaller, which is good because no one goes. No one comes to this bar.
Well,
listen to that thing.
People will go. You can't close that, man. I tried to close that window. Yeah, you can open it all the way. That'll probably be better.
Then his noise will come in. Piece of shit.
Shitty window. We're in a dump right now. We're in the Meriton.
I'm not paying for this.
No, yeah, me either. I'm sponsored by these guys as well.
Oh, nice. There's a party going on down here, and you're privy to the party. You can see the party, but there's a lot of red and white, and it looks kind of like a Christmas party. And I'm wondering, can you have a Christmas party post New Year's Eve?
Okay, what is it now? It's
Yeah, you can't. It can't be a Christmas party.
Yeah, well, it's
no one's that.
March 50th right now.
You would get a bargain for a rental though, because everyone, they chuck on 40% for a Christmas wanker party.
Yeah,
it's it's a Christmas party. You pay more
because everyone's expecting to get booked out.
Right.
If you do it in March,
Christmas in January.
Yeah. Just
Smart.
do it late as shit. Doesn't matter.
I want to open the bar, the library bar.
We should open the library bar.
In fact, I'd like to open a series of shit bars. So just Brisbane.
Because you had a clause for these bars as well. Your rule that you came up with was, do you remember that? Your rule?
No.
You said the person that looks like they're having the least amount of fun has to leave.
Has to leave, yes.
The security escorts them out of the venue.
That's right.
So everybody's competing to look like they're having the best time.
Yes.
And if you look like you're even just under the bar a little, you're out.
And as the owner of the bar, I keep doing shit to make it less fun. The drinks are $35.
You just hide raccoons in the cushions.
Occasionally, I just empty the bin on someone. So yeah, you piece of shit.
Yeah!
Thanks for coming, you fucking dog. And I just empty the bin on them. Why don't you get the fuck out? We don't want your type at the library.
The DJ is like, it's Racial Slur Thursdays. And the guy just walks around yelling slurs at everyone.
Oh shit! Well,
what other bar ideas do you have then?
There was one for a. It was all fancy decor. It was like a bathroom. So the whole bar is a bathroom, and then you go into the bathroom and it's an office, and you shit onto a drawing table,
This sounds like a dream.
Yeah. So the bar, like the actual bar, looks like a basin, and there are sinks, and so
Where do the drinks come from? The taps?
No. Behind the sink is a big mirror, like you would have behind the basin, and that's the bar. But then you go into the toilet, and it's like the men's, and you go in there, and it's just an office, and you're like, where do I piss? And
With computers and stuff?
Yeah, and you just piss onto a MacBook. And you just like take a shit in a drawer and just close the drawer. It's very confusing.
Well, that reminds me of the trip he took to the doctor's office. We haven't talked about that on the show yet. I wanted to talk about this on the show.
Because you mentioned this at a stand-up show. You mentioned this at a gig.
I wrote a joke about it.
Yeah,
that's a joke I do now. It's great.
So how does the joke go? I mean, can you tell a joke? I don't know if you can tell a joke on the podcast.
I don't know if it works, really. I mean, it's basically...
What's the premise?
The premise...
It's about...
The premise is that none of my smart friends are fun.
Right.
You know, I hang out with all these smart people and they're like better than me, and it's annoying because I can't be fun.
Yeah.
And I hang out with like morons and scumbags. And
You're welcome.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of shit and I hear a lot of fun stories.
Yeah. And do you ever find that the dummies, as it were, tend to be maybe ironically their lives are working out better in this horrible world?
Yeah.
Somehow their way of being works in this tragic society, and the more intelligent, more moral, maybe more decent folks are struggling because it's hard to get along in a dog-eat-dog bastard when you're not really a dog-eat-dog person. But the scummers always seem to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Every bully
Thanks
I went
for
to
coming
high
along.
school with.
Yeah. I'm actually enjoying life a lot.
Yeah. All
Jack,
of the cunts from
is that
high
what you're
school
getting at?
are doing way better than all of the people that had morals.
Yeah.
Because they have the upper leg. They can do whatever they want.
You save a lot of time never saying sorry.
Right, that takes up a lot of time.
The apologies, fuck man, it's so hard to fit them in with all the evil. You know?
Especially like with stuff where it's like people love apologies now. You know, at any chance they can get, it's like, people are upset. I gotta apologize. And then my favorite thing was Shane Gillis with his whole SNL. He got fired from SNL for doing. He said a racist joke on a podcast or something. It was blown out of proportion. He got fired, and then
he was
apologized. He was on the front page of the New York Times, and then he just released the first thing he released to the press was like he just made a big tweet that was just like, "Damn shit, I don't know." That was his whole thing. He was like, "Yeah, you know what?
I wouldn't call it an apology."
No, it wasn't. It was hilarious. He was like, "Yeah, fuck. Oh well."
I like an apology. I give an apology because it makes me feel humble.
You got to have that sense of entitlement. Like, I've apologized before.
It's not just that. There's something about being wrong and letting people think that you believe you've done the wrong thing. There's something humanizing about it. And the best thing about apologizing when you've done the wrong thing is people think you've learned your lesson, and then they'll open up and be vulnerable, and you can fuck them again. You can keep fucking them. You understand?
It's a big system.
Yeah, you can keep doing evil. This is my main reason for apologizing. I'll be like, yeah, you get kicked out of the club, and you're like, if only I could get back into the club. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's your golden ticket.
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Guys, look, firstly, I just want to say, I'm not trying to get back into the club or anything. All right? I'm not trying to get back in the gang.
Deny intentions.
So I'm not trying to get back in the gang.
This is the James Matthews book on apologies. Step 1, deny extra intentions.
Look, I'm not trying to get back in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. I was thinking about it. I feel bad about what I said, some of the things that I did. I won't go through it, but I want you to know everything you're thinking.
You know she's still crying.
Well, some bitches.
Here she is. You want to say sorry to her?
No.
Okay, go away.
Yeah. You with the tears. Look, I'm not trying to get back in the club. That's the first thing. That's not what this is about. I was thinking about some of the things I did, some of the things I said. I don't want to say exactly what it is, but if it's what you're thinking, that's what I'm sorry for. All right? Exactly what you're thinking. That's what I'm saying sorry for.
Vagueness. Step 2.
Shane, that other thing, also sorry about that. Okay? We won't get into it now.
My drink still smells like cum.
Not trying. some cocktails have salt in them. I'm not trying to get back into the gang. I just want you to know that I feel terrible. And, you know, this is real quick, just to let you guys know that I feel bad. And, you know, I saw someone else being brave and saying sorry, and it just really touched me. And I was emotional, and I feel like I should say sorry. And the reason why I'm not looking you in the eye is because of shame. It's not because I'm being disingenuous. It's not because I want back in the club. I'm just going to go. So I'm really sorry. See you, guy.
Also,
Bye.
I'm texting.
That too. I'm also
I'm also on Pinterest.
I'm also looking at porn while I'm apologizing. And then I leave, and then I get the text. Oh, it's the weakest link that texts you. That was great what you did.
Apologies?
Yeah, it was great. No, the thank you. I appreciate you coming forward. Appreciate you coming forward and apologizing. Oh, man, really, I'm a dirty dog. Don't even say thank you. Like I feel terrible about it. Just want to reiterate, not trying to get back into the club. You know?
Yeah, the humility of it all.
Next thing, you're back in. You're doing evil.
Stage 2.
Making gains.
Yeah.
Right? Getting contacts, getting connections, hurting people.
It's like a... it's like a vaccination. You give them a little, and then the next time you come in, they won't really notice as much. You can just slide in there.
Dude, before you know it, you're the bad guy in the crew.
Yeah.
And you're the one, like the only thing I would say about being the bad guy in the crew is you will get hit up to be the fall guy for other people's evils.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, no, because other people accept it when you do wrong. Just take the fall for the shit that I did.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man? You do it once. Because then they owe you. You know, this is how people end up being the heads of corporations and shit. It's always like, this is our society as a whole. The evil guy always ends up in charge, and this is why. This is how.
Because Jeff Bezos 20 years ago blew a load in someone's sangria, and now someone offers him, some
You know why?
Because
he said sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for doing that. I recognize that it was wrong. Look, I'm not trying to get back. I'm not trying to get back into the gang. But I am sorry for doing that. You know, they put salt in some cocktails. Yeah, sure, Jeff. You motherfucker. I'm selling bicycles. Are you, Jeff? Yeah, half price. Man, we were watching some TV earlier here at the hotel.
TVSN.
Oh, man.
Baby.
Oh, man.
The people.
They had this chick with a weave, and she was just touching on all the models. They were selling... what was it?
Dresses and pants.
Was it a dress? Sarah says, "How you know?"
Some sort of.
They were selling dresses and like some blouses and some bullshit.
High fashion.
Yeah, and there were these two models. Now, to be fair, one was, I'm gonna say, 2 standard deviations more attractive than the other, and I
think they looked exactly the same as one another, which is wild.
Yeah, but one was definitely better. The taller one, there's something wrong with it. Anyway,
you reckon one got more hugs?
Well, the lady presenter was touching on the titties of one and not touching on the titties of the other.
Ooh, one got left out.
Am I wrong? She's just like, these and they don't, and they've got a pocket, and the model's like, they don't have a pocket, and she's like, we'll find a pocket.
Yeah, look at
starts like fidgeting around. Oh, there's a pocket down under here, and oh no, there's these tie tails up near the titties, and you can open it. And she's showing how underneath the tits,
titty strings.
What were they called?
The titty strings.
The titty strings, tentacles, tentacles. So the tentacles were hanging out under the tits, and you tighten that, and that accentuates the bust. And then she hit us with this genius. If you have a larger bust, you should go for the size that's a little larger. The size of your bust is the size that you want. If you're a 12 across the chest, then you should buy the 12. And I just thought, lady, you just want to talk about tits. I get it. I see you. I appreciate you.
If you're more bustially gifted and just kind of...
You got a little more titties.
Just licks it. Yeah.
She's making those. Why are you covering? What do you think? I'm going to give you a roofie? Jack's. I don't know if you can see this. Jack's covering his drink.
Oh, I'm covering up at the top of it to keep the cold in.
Is it? You know that heats it up. The heat of your hand.
I am cold-hearted. Everyone knows that.
I'm happy to be here tonight. It's day off tomorrow. The OK Cowboys are playing at the Redland Bay. Not the Redland Bay. At Red Bank Plains. They're doing a show. And there's
Red
a band.
Bank Plaza.
I think it's near the plaza. It's a band that I used to sing in. And I've seen them a couple of times. They're fucking phenomenal. If you get a chance to see the OK Cowboys, shout out OK Cowboys. Goddamn.
They're always phenomenal?
Yep.
Yeah. We didn't... I hate to detract from the flow.
Yeah.
However, because I've noticed that's a thing. I've noticed looking back at some of the episodes, I want to have a chat about something.
Yeah.
And I always detract from the riff to go back about it. However, this doctor story. We got to talk about what we've done to this poor doctor.
Okay.
He spent 4 years... He spent 8 years medical school.
Yes.
He went through hell. He's probably got like $500,000 worth of debt. You come in after you've punched a wall. By the way, this is... I haven't talked about this with you. This was a rumor.
Back to this.
This was a rumor I heard from Jacob Lingard, who told me the story in a very convincing way that I do not doubt. I haven't actually talked to you about this personally, but I believe I definitely believe it, and I've written about it.
Well, I was a maniac at the time, so this is. I mean, I'm probably at this time, maybe like in my mid-20s, which is wild times in my life.
2005.
Let's not. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. That's
yeah.
No, it was wild times though. It was wild times, and I had behaviors. I was having some behaviors. So yeah, I got into a brawl at Fitzys.
A wall brawl.
It was a wall brawl in Fitzys. Yeah, no, it wasn't a wall brawl.
What are we talking about?
I didn't
rendered
punch.
concrete?
No. I hadn't punched a wall. I'd punched a human being. Yeah, so I don't know where that got me.
Is he built?
No, he was angry because I'd been canoodling with his friend's ex. It wasn't even his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and he was mad. And I was at Fitzys, and this guy went crazy, and my older brother was there. And my older brother's like a fucking lovely guy, kind of a maniac. And this guy tried to glass me.
Oh, shit.
And my older brother kind of saved the day and prevented that. And then I thought, I'm going to get out of here. So I leave and I go out into the car park. And this dude's been kicked out because of the... See, I shouldn't have left. I should have stayed in. Yeah. He got kicked out. We both left because of this attempted glassing. He got kicked out. I could have stayed. But I was like, I don't want to be in here because there's a guy trying to glass me. If I'd only known that he'd been kicked out, I would have stayed in.
They really should let the other guy know, right?
Bit of communication. Security team.
Yeah.
Bit of security, terrible. So then I leave because I'm like, I don't want to be in here with this crazy motherfucker. Straight outside to where El Mofucker is right there. So then he's there and he wants to fight. And I know I could fight like a motherfucker at the time. So he starts coming in swinging and I just sort of backed up and moved and ducked and weaved and I punched him in the head a few times and the car park was sort of sloped, maybe not that. It's just like a slight rake like this.
Oh, like a 10%.
And I'm walking backwards. Like I'm just walking backwards and this dude's taking swings at me
slope?
or whatever. And I'm walking backwards and every now and then I'd smack him in the head. But he was, he was trying everything, and he got me like a couple of times, but it was nothing I was worried about.
What was the? Oh, this is about your canoodling.
I was actually having the time of my life in this moment, having had drinks, feeling pretty confident. No one else is out for me. It's just this one guy. I'm toying with this guy, and I'm having a pretty good time actually.
Do you remember when we boxed and we were both drunk?
Yeah.
And then it lasted about 30 seconds, and it was all on Instagram Live. And it was just me standing, because I was on another level to you.
We were both hammered.
We were both pretty hammered. But also, I think you've had more fighting experience than me. So I was just like standing there with my fist kind of up, not really covering my face at all, just around my chest. I just got punched in the face like 3 times. I'm like, that was pretty fun. All right, let's have a smoke.
Yeah.
What's next?
That's enough. Yeah, getting clipped. No fun. So I was not unaware that I was walking backwards, right? I know what's up. I've had a few drinks or whatever, but I know what's up. So this guy's swinging at me. I keep looking like behind me to see what's coming up, and I can see that the curb, like the end of the parking lot is coming up, and it's like a curb. It's like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I think to myself, when I get there, I'm just going to step up on top of this curb, which is going to raise me up like 6 inches, and I'm going to smack this guy in the head with my left hand.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I did. Anyway, he zigged, he zagged. My left hand collided in with a bit of the bone, and I cracked my my little finger knuckle. Like I put it into four pieces.
Damn.
Yeah. So I smashed that. We actually see it.
That's a solid crack.
Well, you can see that the knuckle is much lower.
Right.
Than it should
That'll
be.
give you points with the ladies as well, because you got the
pretty sexy. Yeah, it's pretty hot. So anyway, from there, I had to go to the.
You got the advanced shocker method. with the lower pinky for less intrusive.
Let me tell you this. If you can get that knuckle in, you're doing the dance. Dude, you're at the library. You're at the library bar. That's where that goes down. She's not pretending to have a good time.
She's getting kicked out.
Dude, she's reading the Holy Bible. Some of the Holy Bible is just stuck on the wall. So what did Jacob say? I went to the doctor. I know you brought this up at a comedy gig where you brought me on.
I do the joke.
You told the joke, but I've forgotten the joke.
Okay, so apparently...
Sure.
Through the grapevine, this is what's happened.
Some pissing?
He looks at your hand.
The doctor.
Yeah. He takes his x-ray. He looks at the x-ray. He says, okay, all right, yeah, we've got a dickhead fracture.
Correct. Dickhead fracture.
And
that's how he referred to my injury.
Yeah.
In my little finger from punching this guy.
And you're a very proud
In my mind,
gentleman.
he's the dickhead, not me.
Yeah.
I'm defending myself.
So you're like, what do you mean? Like,
I'm a dickhead?
What's the dickhead fracture?
I took offense. Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean? He said, oh, well, that's what we kind of call it here. If you punch a guy too hard, if you punch a wall or something,
you're a dickhead.
You fuck up your pinky, and then, that's the dickhead fracture.
Yeah, so he verified that he was calling me a dickhead.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
If you get that, you're a dickhead. That's what you get when you're being a dickhead. And then...
So far, that's exactly what happened.
Right. And you say, all right, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he says, all right, I'm going to go get some bandages. We're going to stitch it up. We'll be all right. He leaves.
Yeah.
You find a drawer.
He went to get a splint. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He leaves the room. You're in the dentist in the doctor's office alone. You have a look around the room. You see a drawer full of stationery and papers.
Correct.
You open the drawer, and you drain the main vein in the drawer.
It was the second drawer.
You pissed in the second drawer of a doctor's office.
Yes, and I didn't... So what happened was I opened the drawer, I saw a bunch of stuff and some papers in there as well. And I thought, shit, because I didn't want to open the drawer and piss because I was aware that it would drip. So I closed it and just left enough of an opening, and then I put my dick sort of into the drawer.
You fucked the drawer?
I fucked the drawer, but I didn't just fuck the drawer. I piss fucked it. And I pissed in it, and then I closed the drawer, and then I just went back to where I was sitting, which was like a bed. You know the bed seat? You sit on the bed, like it's an examination bed in the doctor, in the GP.
With the paper on it.
Yeah, right. So I'm sitting there, with a paper apron thing. So I just go back there, and he comes up, and he came back. It wasn't like a nick of time thing. The dude was gone forever. I thought I could have taken a shit in this drawer.
You could have busted on his stapler.
It's got paper. Anyway, he comes back. He's like, let's take a look at that. Anyway, we go through the whole thing. He puts the thing on. I can tell you this. He showed such care for my dickhead fracture that by the end of the... I mean, he's a doctor, and he took good care of me, and he sorted me right out. And by the end of it, and he's like, and he was actually quite sweet. He's like, there you go. And I'm sort of like... He's like, is everything okay? And I'm sort of, bad? I started feeling bad because he's taking care of me. And I thought, shit, do I... this is before I...
Do you own up?
I'd never apologized for anything at this time. These types of apologies I'm talking about, that comes later in life. Yeah. At this time, I hadn't apologized for shit in my life. I was still a rat bag.
You just did whatever you want.
I did whatever I want, but I felt bad. And anyway, I left. And I
didn't tell him?
No, I didn't tell him. God damn.
Because part of my joke...
I didn't tell him?
The bit of my joke, because it's a really good story, but the thing is it doesn't really have a punchline. The way that I
Oh, you give it a punchline by... Okay.
In my joke, I say he opens the drawer, and he's like, what the fuck? What have you done? And then you say, well, that's the dickhead drawer. You get that when you've been a dickhead.
It's the dickhead drawer. You get that when you accuse me of being a dickhead.
So
I can honestly say that in that incident, in that scenario, I was definitely a dickhead. That was a horrible fucking thing to do.
So he would have just found that at a later date when he needed something from that drawer.
I think he's going to trace it back to me pretty easily, to be honest. He'd already decided I was a dickhead.
Out of all of his clients, he thinks you're the serial tinkler.
He would have done it. My older brother pissed in the headmaster's coffee in primary school, and I think that's why I did what I did. I think that, I've always, I love my older brother very much, and we used to get the cane. Like, I'm that vintage where you would get the cane and stuff like that, and my older brother got the cane, and Mr. Hyde, his name was, Jim Boomba Primary School, he had a crazy, gunt, and he tucked his guts into the pants. He's got his belt around his belly button. Gunt guy. And, so...
I was friends with an Indian guy in high school, in primary school. one of my best friends from like my childhood. His name was Animal Eye, and
Animal Eye.
Animal Eye was his name.
Fucking Animal Eye.
And
sounds like a fighter.
I was like the only guy that didn't like rip him to shreds because of that. I'm like, your name's Animal Eye? Cool. Can I have some naan bread? Anyway, his house had the best food. That's not even like a racial thing.
Dude, Animal Eye is a great name.
His house was great.
Yeah.
Well, the food was. Anyway.
I bet it smelled good. His house smelled awesome. Indian food's amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I dug it. So, yeah. Every
the
time
Indian restaurant in New Farm burned down. Damn. And all I could think was, you better rebuild that motherfucker. There's no sympathy whatsoever. It was just like, if they don't figure out some more Indian food for New Farm, you know. Anyway.
This guy was hilarious. He was very tiny. Like, this is in year 4, and he was a solid...
Pygmy Indians. I've heard of those.
He was a solid... Like, he was at my shoulder length, and we were the same age. He was very funny, very high voice. And our principal was a woman who wore the pants around her shoulders,
yeah, dude.
Belt around the belly button, the Gunt.
I know, dude. I get it. Yeah, totally.
And then you
strap that sucker down. You strap it down.
He was a very brave soul because one day she was ruthless too. She was a brave leader, and she walked by.
Gun people are always tough.
Real tough cookies, you know.
Totally.
She walked by, and then my friend.
So much of their power is derived from the Gunt.
Right. Once you get it, you're invincible. There's nothing to punch.
Sorry.
But one day she was walking past, and then it was like his second day there. He'd never seen him before. And then he looked at me in his funny little weird high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
And it was like, that lady's vagina is huge. And it was the best.
She heard it.
Yeah, it was like right next to her. It was awesome.
That lady's vagina is huge. Because that's what it looks like. It's got a big V-dub bonnet. It looks like a big vagina.
Yeah.
It's the bug.
Oh, man.
God damn.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
The trousers built by Hitler.
It's like his bunker. That's not a snatch. That is a fucking...
That's a hatch.
That's a hatch. That's a bunker. Speaking of bunkers, the woman on the TVSN thing kept on... She was driving...
She got that cake?
God damn. Wasn't she keen?
What was the guy? So, sorry, you were talking about a guy. He got the Gunt. He got the Gunt energy.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Hyde, big Gunt energy. And he used to give us the cane and, like, smack us around and shit. He was like, he's like a proper principal. Funny thing is, it went out of fashion. And
what, the Gunt went out of fashion?
No, the hitting kids.
Oh.
The hitting kids went out of fashion. And he ended up... There's a fucking Grover. Is Grover staying in the hotel?
There's a guy
Grover, the fucking Cookie Monster back there.
Running through the hall, just going, just at this...
It's cool. Get it. It's no more weird than what we're doing here.
People that make that noise shouldn't be able to afford to stay here.
You're right.
That's my socialism plan.
Yeah,
that's my big
that.
Economic plan. If you make that noise, you got to be on the street.
You're out.
Yeah.
The fuck out.
Yeah, go back to...
Okay, Mr. Hyde, and he used to hit us and shit, and it was cool. Like, I was always naughty. I definitely deserved to be hit. And my brother, for whatever reason, had been, like, smacked around, and... Because he was naughty. Not naughty like me, but he was naughty. And, he fucking... He like snuck into the principal's office while the principal was on... So, Emu Parade. All the teachers do Emu Parade and once in every whatever. And the principal would give us the cane right outside of his office. So we were all kind of familiar with his office.
Outside of his office?
Right outside of his office. It was like on the lower... the principal's office. You'd go to the principal's office and the principal would give you the cane. I've got to respect him for that because
but
teachers...
it's not in the office?
He would take you to the outside of the office and smack you outside. Never in the office, outside the office. That's where he'd hit you. But we knew where his office was, right? And I got to respect him for that because in other schools, like the teacher could give you the cane. At that school, only the principal would ever, issue out this corporal punishment.
He was the man with the whip.
Dude, he'd fucking smack you.
They got you.
Fuck yeah. And every now and then, he'd be on Emu Parade. My brother had gotten the cane the day before. Mr. Hyde, the principal, was on Emu Parade. You know what that meant? It meant his office was unattended.
Ooh.
My brother goes in there.
Oh, yeah.
And pissed in his coffee. Now, looking back, it's probably like old coffee. Like, he's probably not going to drink out of that coffee.
That's cold shit.
That's cold shit, and he's not going to drink out of it. But what a wild story that my brother went in there and, like, pissed into his coffee.
Yeah.
Of course, we imagined that Mr. Hyde walked back in there after Emu Parade for 45 minutes and then drank the cold coffee.
Don't talk to me
Who
before
knows?
I've had my Dunkin'. What's this, citrus?
Yeah, this is a salty brew.
Yeah.
Who knows what a man with a gun's going to do?
You'd never know.
But just that my brother did that.
Hall of Fame status.
Oh, yeah. Well, he claimed to have done it. He just spread around the school. I think that's what gave me the inspiration as a grown man.
As a 25-year-old.
As a grown man. To piss in a GP's.
With a TFN.
Yeah. And it's like I said, man, he showed such care and consideration. After calling me a dickhead, or at least calling my fracture the dickhead fracture. However, when we think about it, and you've known me a while now, God, I'm sensitive.
Yeah,
If I feel slighted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I can't take it, and I'm vengeful. Now, I'm not pissing on anything. Really, not that much. I piss on stuff. But not oh, dude. You want to hear a pissing story? This happened a couple of nights ago.
Let's close out 50 with a recent piss story.
Yeah. Well, I pissed on a bunch of stuff. I like to piss. But okay, so I got this.
It's the most fun you can.
I got
have
this. I got
with your
this
dick
side
out and pants on.
Dude, I got this side hustle.
Sorry, I have an invention idea.
Oh yeah.
Back fly, so you don't have to pull down your pants to shit.
It already exists.
Does it?
Yeah, and it's like in ladies' long johns and stuff.
We'll move them out of it to men's. What are we? I feel
we
like
don't gotta shit. We gotta
pants
freeze our balls off.
that have backwards pants,
Oh god.
like crisscross. You reckon crisscross just shit out of the front fly?
Crisscross had nappies,
That's true.
right? They half the shit they wore looked like it was, like from the space program.
Oh yeah.
So they had inbuilt
Insulated.
nappies. One of those guys is dead.
One of Crisscross is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Who's alive, Chris or Cross?
They were both Chris.
They're both Chris.
Yeah, they were both. Their actual names were both Chris.
Weren't they brothers?
No.
Okay.
But they were both Chris.
Right.
Yeah.
They were just the same size. I assume anyone the same size as
Yeah.
brothers.
No, they weren't like brothers or twins
that's
or
how it
anything.
works.
They're one of those bands that's put together by a label.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't know each other until they were like in the studio that day doing shit someone else wrote. Like,
Damn.
they're one of those. Yeah, and they were huge, man.
and then
They
the
looked like a
Eiffel
big-
Tower.
That's my shit, dude. That's my vintage, Criss Cross.
right. Yeah. So what's
Okay,
this?
so I got this fucking side hustle where I take I take people who have like an impairment to sports events.
This is awful. This is awful so far. I don't even know what's going to happen.
I take people who have some psychological problems to sports events, all right? And I get paid for this.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because I like football heaps.
Hanging out at the Big Bash and shit.
Exactly.
Right.
And I went to the Big Bash in Brisbane. I don't know. I hate cricket. But
2020 is pretty fun. I'll admit that.
I don't like cricket. But this guy fucking loves the cricket. And, he's an independent guy, kind of like... And there's a few people there that live there. And there's another woman...
That live at the cricket?
No, that lives where he lives.
Mm.
So we get back to his place, right, after the cricket. And there's another woman whose job it is to do what I do.
Yeah.
And she's kind of dropping off her person and I'm dropping off my person. And, she's talkative. She's nice enough. And
So this is a house for the...
this is a house.
Yeah.
And we leave. And, she wants to have words with me. She's still, like, talking to me and everything. And I'm talking to her like, she's all right. She's not bad or whatever. But I'm busting to piss. I need to piss, right? And it's kind of like a narrow street. And I'm parked inside the complex and she's parked on the street. And I'm like, okay, then, well, whatever it is, bye. And she sort of gets the message.
You got to go.
Yeah, I got to go, man, because I'm going to piss my pants. I start the car.
And then you got to move into the house.
I can't go back into the house to piss. I start the car. I've already decided that I'm pissing in the garden. I start the car. I think, my car, I got a loud car.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start the car and I'm going to piss in the garden, which is exactly what I do.
Mm.
For whatever reason, the direction her car is pointed in, that's not the direction she's going. She's got to do a 3-point turn. She's parked on the other side of the road. It's fucking 10:30 at night. She turns on her lights, does a 3-point turn to go back like the other way. She goes in the thing, her lights, high beam, directly me pissing.
Pissing on that guy's house?
No, just pissing in the garden, but it's like she just...
Whose garden is this?
It's like a complex.
Okay.
It's like a unit complex. She from where she is on the other side of the road, she turns on her lights, goes to do a 3-point turn. She like turns like there, like to the curb, and it's just me pissing in the garden. We fucking lock eyes. I'm standing there with my dick in my hand, and I'm sort of like, I just keep pissing because
you can't cut off the string there.
She knows what's happening. What's the point in hiding it now?
That's a weak move. You can't cut it off.
I think in her mind, she's like, I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. She just completes the 3-point turn and leaves. And I'm just sort of like, and you know, I'm embarrassed, but
because she knows that you know.
She knows I know because we locked eyes, man. Because there's like a street light right there.
And your car's just
shining into her car. My car's right there. So it's sort of like there's like an embankment, and then there's like the visitor park in the complex, and there's like a garden here. But right where I was, it's kind of like open to the street, and I'm just like pissing on the side garden where there's this fence. So she's just gone boom, pow, full beam. There I am pissing, and the street lights shining through her windscreen to her car. She can see me because she's got the beams on me. I can see her because that light is like on her. Yeah. I don't wave or anything. I just sort of look back at.
That's like, way worse. You got to acknowledge.
I'm going to acknowledge anyone when I have my penis in my hand.
That sounds like a bad time for your fiancés and all of those.
No.
You're in your own little world.
They're just objects, Jack. To be honest, I feel bad about it. Something I'll have to apologise for later. It's not true. I love anyone I've had sex with. I'm deeply in love with.
Oh, you're still in love with
except my uncle who molested me. No love. But other than that,
that was part of the court clauses.
Yeah. I never loved him.
Yeah.
And he owes me money.
Your 94 Christmas present was shit. Who wants a toiletries bag? Phil? What's the matter with you?
Yeah. That from that time you went in first class, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Transformer doll. It has hard edges. Yeah. Just like you, Trevor.
Fuck off. I always hated 4-wheel driving.
Oh, God.
I don't want to sit in the boot of the patrol anymore.
Hey, man. Happy 50th
Happy
episode.
50th. Second half of the century for the show.
Not bad.
Let's get going.
It's going to get better. And honestly, okay.
I was listening to some of the old episodes the other day, and they were awful.
I know.
Anybody that's listened to this show from the start, like, I can't believe you've made it this far. I think, like, you came in at the right point.
Yeah.
If anybody's listened from the start...
Yeah, it's all right. Okay.
By the time you came, I think they were ready to throw in the towel.
Okay. Look. I'm not trying to, like, get back in your good books. That's not what I'm trying to do.
He's doing it.
I'm not trying to weasel my way in.
This is step one.
I feel bad about the bad episodes, and I've been thinking about it, my performance, the things I did, the things I said, and I don't feel good. Want to reiterate, I'm not trying to get back into your good books or get you to subscribe and like watch a YouTube and watch and you know and watch our podcast.
Our
I just feel bad about
YouTube
it.
channel as well. Beer Shark has a new YouTube.
Yeah, which you should subscribe to and watch all the time. But that's not what I'm trying to do here, and I want to reiterate that's not what I'm trying to do. I just feel bad about what I've done, and okay, so that's it. I just thought I'd let you know.
And if you do have any more valid complaints, send them through to joshwesling@gmail.com. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank you.